For this first example, all you're naming are the corresponding parts. So it says name the corresponding congruent angles and sides for each pair of congruent triangles. So if I look at example A, it's triangle ABC is congruent to triangle KLM. That means that I know angle A is congruent to angle K. They're both listed first in the triangle. Angle B is congruent to angle L, and angle C is congruent to angle M. If I look at example B, I can do the same thing. Angle T is congruent to angle H. They're listed first. Angle R is congruent to angle J. They're both listed second. And then angle S is congruent to angle K. If I list the sides, then I can look at the first two listed on the first triangle are AB. So I would say side AB is congruent to side KL. And I could have said BA is congruent to LK, and that would have worked as well. If I list the second two, then I would say side BC is congruent to side LM. And I could have said CB and ML. And then the third one, I'm just going to pick the first and the third. So I'm going to say side AC is congruent to side KM. And again, I could have said CA and MK. For the second triangle, I know that I have side TR is congruent to side HJ. And then RS is congruent, and RS was the second two, so JK. And then finally I'm going to choose TS will be congruent to HK. Okay, so for example 2, it says write the congruent sentence for each of the following pairs of congruent triangles. So we know they're congruent, and you can see that the three sides are the same for each one. So I can look at this triangle here and this triangle here. So I'm going to first just name one of them. So I'm going to say triangle DGH. And I could have chosen those three letters in any order I wanted, but because I chose this, DGH, then I have to match up so that I pick the side that DG is actually congruent to. So DG has the one mark on it, so that will be congruent to EG. So congruent to triangle EG. And then GH doesn't have a mark, so I'm going to do GF, which doesn't have a mark. And then if I look, I have DH first and third, and then I have EF first and third. So this is a perfectly acceptable congruent sentence for the triangle. For example B, I'm going to just, again, I'm going to take this triangle right here, and I'm just going to write a sentence out. So we've got triangle ILK is congruent to, and then I look which side matches up with IL, and IL has the two marks on it, and then it leads to the one mark. So I'm going to go with the two marks that leads to the one mark. So I'm going to choose KJ. So triangle KJ, and then LK. LK has the one mark, JI has the one mark. So this congruent